Yeah. June the 6th, 1719, just over 300 years ago. In the bay off the coast of Africa, the ship, the Princess, is anchored. And I, Bartholomew Roberts, I'm working hard, scrubbing the deck clean. It's hard work. It's sweaty work. Oh, yeah, it is. Hey, hang on. What's that? Oh, I see a long, sandy beach, dotted with palm trees. Oh, a colourful, noisy parrot flies above me, screeching loudly. Get away, will you? I see hundreds of men and women, all tied up in chains. Slaves. They will be the cargo on the ship. People from Africa who are going to be transported back and forth across the seas to work hard in places like the West Indies and America. There is danger everywhere. You see, in the sea there are sharks. In the air there are mosquitoes. Little flies that carry the disease malaria. And if a sailor is bitten, they'll toss and turn with an uncontrollable fever till they die in pain. There's also danger on the ship. You see, we the crew, we are worried that these savages, these slaves, they'll take over the crew and kill every one of us, huh? Oh, hang on. What's this? Oh, I can see a ship sailing towards us. It's sailing fast. Too fast. Oh. There's a black flag on top of the mast, and they have guns all on the side of the ship. I can see men. They're screaming and they're waving their swords like this. Oh no. Oh, I'm worried now. When I'm worried, I start to worry and think about my home. You see, I'm from a little town called Casnewy Bach, near Haverfordwest. You see, Casnewy Bach was too small and too quiet for me, and that's why I came to work on the sea. Working, carrying stuff back and forth across the seas. I've had a good time, really. Oh, hold on. Oh no, they're getting nearer. Oh, look, don't worry. I'm quite handy with my fists. I like a good fight, me. But I'm not going to danger my own life, not for somebody else's ship. I don't get paid enough. Now, the owners of the Princess knows this, and he tells us to bring down our flag. And he tells us to raise a white flag, like this, to show that we are surrendering. Then, these pirates, they jump on board our ship, and they change the course of my life forever. So, we, the crew, were rounded up on the deck, while these pirates jumped on board and ransacked the ship for everything they could get their hands on. Then the captain, Davies, stood in front of us. He was also from Haverfordwest, down the road from Casnewy Bach. Small world, isn't it? And the captain said, "The choice is to join us or to be killed." Well, I declined at first. That's a lovely choice, Captain. A life of murder and pillaging sounds great, but I think I'll stay on the Princess. They need experienced sailors, you see. And he said, "Somebody experienced, eh? Seize him." And that's what happened. they seized me and they took me onto their ship. I was then made to be a pirate. I had to experience a pirate's life for the next few weeks. And you know what? I started to see how easy it was to attack these expensive ships. You see, when I was on the Princess, I used to work really hard for little money. But with these pirates, well, they used to share all the gold and silver and the riches and all those fine clothes between them. I could see being a pirate was going to be lots of fun. And you know what? I really liked fine clothes. I was given a red grand velvet coat and a red hat to match. I now felt and looked more like a pirate. I became good friends with the Captain Davies, and he taught me how to sword fight. Over the next few weeks, I learned how to be a knowledgeable and cunning pirate, and I needed to be, because there were lots of people who wanted to catch and kill me. Unfortunately, we lost our captain when a group of people off the island in the Caribbean set a trap for us. Our captain had died, and we needed a new captain. So, the crew decided I was the most knowledgeable and brave pirate. They made me their captain and called me Black Bart. My first job as captain was to choose my crew. The first job was that of the rigger. Now, the rigger would wear a hat like this, and he would use a telescope like this. He would have to climb the tallest mast and look for other ships for us to attack. The second job was that of the cook. Now, he didn't need a Michelin star on my ship. No. Normally, the cook would be one of the pirates who had been injured during battle. He would have to fill my ship with fresh foods, vegetables, and fruit, and meats. But sometimes we would run out, and we would have to eat soggy biscuits. Ugh. The next job is a very important one. That of the banker. Yes, the banker would look after all the money, all the treasure, and he would share all the money between us, all the pirates. Yes, a very important job. The next job is that of the surgeon. Or the doctor, I know. But you see, what he would do, he would be the person that would have to look after all the pirates if they got injured in battle. Maybe he'd have to cut a few limbs, some arms and some legs. He would also have to give medicine out if any of the pirates would catch malaria or scurvy. Oh. And now, the last job is that of the musician. Now, the musician would play music on different instruments, something like this. Like that. And they would also sing shanty songs. Arr! Now, although pirates could be fierce and mean, they did have specific rules on pirate ships. These rules were called articles, and I made sure every man signed those articles to show that they agreed with my rules. Now, my articles are these. Number 1. Each pirate gets a vote. It's important that every man has an opinion. Huh? Number 2, each pirate is allowed a share of the booty. Well, a share of the treasure. Everybody must get paid. Number 3, no gambling with dice or cards. I'm not a big fan of gambling. Men will gamble, lose, fight. It's not good. Number 4, bed with lights out by 8 o'clock. That's too early. Oh, no. Well, you won't think it's too early when you consider that you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work very hard, will you? Number 5. Every pirate must keep his sword clean and ready for battle. You must respect your weapons, especially those pistols, because if they get jammed, well, they won't save your life, will they? Number 6. No women or children on my ship. Oh, hold on. I do remember 2 famous, fierce ladies, Anne Bonny and Mary Read. They worked for the Captain Calico Jack. Oh, they were fierce. Number 7. No pirate is to leave the ship during battle. You see, on a pirate ship, we're one large family. We look after each other, so we stick together. Number 8. No fighting on board the ship. Well, that follows on from 7, really, doesn't it? Number 9. The booty will be shared. 2 parts for the captain, 1.5 parts for the quartermaster, the banker, and the rest of the crew to have 1 part each. Very important that we all get paid. And number 10, and the final rule, musicians shall have a day of rest on a Sunday. That's because I would hold a Christian service on every Sunday morning. And those are my articles, my rules. Now that we've been over the rules, we need to know, where are we going to sail? Now, I was very used to sailing to Africa when I was to work on the Princess, but now I'm the captain of my own ship. I get to choose where we sail, and I've decided to sail to Brazil. Yes. Now then, as pirates, we had a black flag like this to show that we were pirates, and also to show other ships that we were ready to attack. I went a step further and created my own flag with a picture of myself and the skeleton of death. Now, pirates had a very common black flag with a skull and crossbones on it, and they had a specific name for this flag, which was the Jolly Roger. The French used to call me the Jolly Rouge, and others used to call me the Old Roger, which was the nickname for the devil. Now, I don't know if any of these are true, but what I do know is that I was the first pirate to put a skeleton on a flag. Excellent. I think most crews are going to surrender their ships when they get a load of me. Do you know what we stole from these ships? Well, let me tell you. We stole gold, silver, jewels, money, clothes, food, medicines, and of course, rum. Now, pirates were famous for stealing rum. There was a Welshman who was very famous for stealing rum. He was from Newport, South Wales, and his name was Captain Harry Morgan. He was famous for stealing rum from the Spanish and drinking rum as well. I didn't drink rum. Oh no. I preferred a nice cup of tea. What? What was I famous for stealing? Well, let me tell you. I was famous for stealing ships. Whole ships. During the golden age of piracy, I stole 7 massive ships, and I called them the Royal Fortune every time. Now everybody was after my blood, and one man in particular, Captain Ogle from the British Navy. He was a horrible and determined man, but I had my own plans. I wanted to steal a ship called the Onslow, which had been anchored in the Caribbean. The problem was, it had 1,000 men and 500 cannons protecting it. But hey, that wasn't going to stop me and my crew. So, we got into little boats and we rowed towards the Onslow. When we got there, we got out and we threw our hooks to the top of the deck. We then climbed to the top of the deck and took their whole crew out. I then took the sails and I sailed us out of the bay. Of course, Captain Ogle told his men to shoot at us, but as the sun rose, I had the Onslow as my prize. Unfortunately, this made Captain Ogle furious and far more determined to catch and kill me. And in February 1722, he got his way. I was shot in the neck and killed by Captain Ogle. So, the adventures of Black Bart had come to an end. But there's no question that Black Bart was the finest pirate of them all during the golden age of piracy. If you went to Casnewi Bach today, you would see a plaque there paying tribute to Black Bart. Many novels have been written about Black Bart. Treasure Island, T. Llew Jones wrote a novel called Barty Ddu in Welsh, and I.D. Hewson wrote a poem about him. They also say that Black Bart was the inspiration for the character Captain Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So, please, don't forget Black Bart's name. Don't forget Bartholomew Roberts, probably the finest pirate of them all during the golden age of piracy. Remember Black Bart from Casnewi Bach!